going.
Solo minded Monero. I'm a cypherpunk hero. I don't care about no profit. I don't care about the narrow. Every hash rate, fuck a banker, so I'ma keep it running. Every hash
All right,
rate,
how's everyone doing
so I'ma
today?
keep it going. Solo
We
minded
are-
Monero. I'm a cypherpunk hero. I don't care about no profit. I don't care about the
Started here.
narrow.
Give me 1
Every
second.
hash rate, fuck a banker, so I'ma keep it running. Every hash rate, fuck a banker, so I'ma keep it going. Hold up, what you doing this for? You doing it to get rich? I'm
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. We are continuing. Okay. Our journey throughout this volatile market, as well as trying to find some type of shoreline of stability in the mining world. And, we've just been very busy. Again, as everyone knows by now, we have, rather than investing in machinery for the year 2025, we decided to expand in more traditional metrics in different fields that seemed very promising. Again, our Plutus PLUTUS clothing line, about 75% sold out now. So that's gone well, slow and steady, but nonetheless satisfied with its accomplishments on multiple fronts. We have done 2 pilot programs with 2 firms. Unfortunately, they don't have any true money, as many Canadian firms are cutting capital expenditures. We seem to be one of the only small enterprises actually expanding at the moment. I have opened the door to some new ideas. We are attempting to do a more global deployment of our sensors, specifically the Wingbits and GeoNet, devices. Our FPGAs are finally turned on after 2-3 months of absolutely horrible mining. Again, we have some things. Our GPUs are all bolted onto CPUs on motherboards. Mining Warthog, nothing's changed there. Really, really repetitive and ever shrinking pool of investable projects and unique algorithms continues to present itself to us. So we don't tell the market what to do. We just do what the market's doing. And it's very boring right now. And I never thought I'd personally say this, but it honestly is at the point now where, half the time you're better off to simply just buy the coin rather than even buy the ASIC, let alone the ever increasing cost of electricity. Again, the glide path was always for us to go from hardware to software, not particularly this fast or in this fashion, but nonetheless, it seems to be the best route. We're still seeking acquisitions. Again, it's extremely hard to find a quality business to acquire in Canada. The main goal still remains to eventually IPO on the Canadian Securities Exchange at some point on the tier 2 level, most likely, just to expedite the process. But again, that remains a 2030 goal. So another 5 years, volume financials and continued expansion. Again, we've had a 60% growth rate for 3 years straight. This 4th year, because of the diversification efforts, we will not achieve that because the products and offerings that we're doing don't necessarily have a guaranteed ROI, as the people used to say that mine Ethereum. So, we remain optimistic with Bitcoin dominance at an all-time high. Interest rates still quite steep. Highest level since 2008, actually. With oil prices down, though, it should lead to some affordability in various things. I know we have to do a lot of driving to different sites to do it. So corporate costs remaining as small as possible do certainly remain at the top of the list. Preservation of capital right now is more important, seeing as most people have either turned off or given up completely. We just have not expanded in further ASICs or GPUs because honestly, and again, everybody knows that I don't invest or mine for day-to-day profits, but for a longer term. And even with my extremely long duration timeline, I cannot justify any new hardware purchases at the moment. And it's been about a year of that. We did get a Quake Core node. And we're going to transfer our SC Prime license over to that server as well. Again, we sold Horizon the minute it went proof of stake. I don't know if anyone's aware of that. And now the server is going to be a Quake Core node. It's about $700 US to get that there. Now, the problem with that remains what happens after Warthog's having, after Nexus having, right? Because if they're not necessarily close to profitable now, then what happens after that point? We don't know. It's certainly not going to get any easier. The Nexus ASIC is something I regret not purchasing because it's done exceptional, and Bitmain never made one. So that could be the next Bikel miner, couldn't it? I'm joking, but nonetheless. So the research side of things is doing well, doing very well. New clients continue to show interest, and everything's fine on that front. There's various, I don't want to call them secrets, but plans that we have, and we are executing behind the scenes. And that's quite frankly why I've taken a break from this. There's just more important things to do than talk to a computer. Even microcap equities are blowing out. The markets, whether it's going to be altcoins or microcap stocks, are going to have substantial growth after the massive amount of underperformance for years. We just don't know how long that's going to be. So obviously a patient investor is going to be winning here. But I still like preferred shares here, and I still like many different dividend stocks, especially in Canada, that are down. The telcos like TELUS are down 50%, paying a 10% yield. You're welcome. But without naming specific names, our core focus remains in a select few chains, a select few equities as well. And nothing has really changed quarter over quarter, or in this case, the first half of 25. Onakoi is going to go mainnet. Wingbits is going to go mainnet. Hopefully Crank, although it's mainnet, it hasn't really done anything. But, I do think the sensors will continue to perform. Ambient, renamed from PlanetWatch, is also going mainnet very soon. So this is really going to bolster our balance sheet as these go from testnet to mainnet. And as we go towards the end of this year, I plan a full-scale expansion into equipment again. I think that is the most resilient place to be, especially given our capital structure and shareholder base, unless there are new executives who I am searching for currently. With that being said, it needs to be reiterated that Circle's IPO is nothing more than what I've been saying for 5 years. So unfortunately, I've been a little bit too early. And in essence, that would mean I'm wrong, obviously. But Binance, you don't hear anything about it anymore. Tether continues to be under investigation. Now with Circle's IPO, further funding gets cut off. Eventually that ends, but I realized the hard way, trying to time that is very difficult indeed. Yes, Bitcoin at all-time high, all the other coins at all-time lows, and that's where I'm putting our hash rate, and that's where I'm putting our money. So Monero has been an excellent investment as well. Great for the CPUs as always, and for GPUs, that's no matter where you look. This is becoming an increasingly difficult and profitless space, except for Bitcoin ASICs. Now, again, we fortunately have not had to give up, but many have. And our portfolio continues to have more and more of these coins building in inventory, but of the same dollar-based valuations. Eventually, when that flips, will be payday. If we even decide to sell or whether we leverage up from there, we don't know. It's yet to be seen. But on the stocks, again, that's more of a private thing. I don't necessarily like to disclose all that here. Obviously, everyone knows that, but I am only a phone call away. There's lots of things going on all the time, but in terms of crypto mining, we have not scaled down. We just haven't scaled up at that 60% growth rate. And we have chosen to instead bolster and make more sustainable our mining operations via acquisitions and alternative revenue to subsidize the mining operations again and again. So, projects that I'm certainly most bullish on would be Dynex, Kaspa, Kadena seems to be, it will survive. It always does. And Nexa. So there's no secret there. Nothing has changed there. GeoNet continues to bail out everything else. And we are just anxiously, pushing forward with the clothing company, with the authentication product, as well as with new research offerings. The Grok AI on Twitter is exceptional. You have quite a few other ones I've been experimenting with as well, and they are they're very nice, very useful. And yes, so again, I'm very busy. I did want to make an appearance and say that our Discord channel is once again operational. It will be. I just got back from Cuba. So I've been settling back in, sharpening the bayonet, getting back into the trenches here. Unfortunately, the experiment to have devices plugged in there with the lack of internet and lack of electricity, it just is a little bit too difficult right now, unless there is satellite internet optionality. So that'll be postponed for now, but I still intend to do business there in some capacity at some point. Trying to start a capitalist corporation in a communist country is certainly not the easiest route to go down. So, yes, there are plenty of news, but again, I don't plan on getting in depth today on it. The economy seems to be accelerating. Obviously, Chinese liquidity seems to have some effect, and everything else. And Canada has been a dog for a long time. So it looks like there is some FDI that is going to be coming our way at some point, and I look forward to being a recipient possibly of it. in some way, shape, or form through increased revenues. Again, yeah, Warthog hash rate being down so much. I mean, she's freaking four or five an hour, 4 or 5 Warthog an hour, with no problem, and we could delegate more. So we just continue to mine the daylights out of Warthog. Again, extremely overweight Warthog. I mean, it's the only thing to mine that is actually a good project. Backup project for GPUs would be Ergo, but again, we're doing okay. Like, with Nexa on the GPU still, so we're gonna ride that out right till the end. But I mean, we're not getting any more than 50 to 100 million Nexa a month. It's pretty sad. We got fans breaking. We need annual maintenance. We have so many things, and it's sad. I never thought I'd say this. It's almost not even worth the drive to go do it. But hey, Inyar, how are you? So, seeking opportunities in Canada is very tough, but we continue to be on the lookout. And yes, so I will have some more news as I ratify and finalize more of these deals. But until then, it looks like it's going to be more of the same going into the second half here. Again, next on Warthog remains truly my personal favorite, as well as Caspa. Remember, USDC Circle needs to show growth every quarter. So further partnerships will emerge with those stablecoins, and that will just allow almost as a bridge. And that money will have to come out of Bitcoin eventually. I mean, these guys are 15 years late to the oldest and perhaps the slowest. And, I don't want to upset the Bitcoin maximalists, but perhaps the most useless thing in the blockchain is that. So, store value, yes, not my personal store value. But again, we will pick this meeting up later on. Meeting is adjourned. I just wanted to pop in and say that, yes, we are still operational. Yes, we are still proceeding. I am not a hard man to find. Message me on Twitter. Send me an email, Discord, what have you. And, we can talk partnerships, acquisitions, and other mutual interests as well. So, it's Sunday. I'm a bit jet lagged still, but we will be in touch, guys. Thank you.